Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
Hey, it's Jackie Cation. Welcome to the Dork Forest. I am in my living room here in Van Nuys, and it's exciting. You know the websites, JackieCation.com, dorkforest.com, thedorkforest.com, familypetancestry.com for no particular reason besides that it made me laugh, and it points to my website. So, the credits. Mike Rickberg composed the Dork Forest theme song. He sings it with his girlfriend Sarah Cohen in the beginning. He sings the Mexican hat dance at the end of the program. Patrick Brady fixes this audio. Vilmos works on my website. And if you go to my website, scroll to the bottom or look in the notes, you can find a link to his website and you can have him do your website. I'm going to say the word website one more time. There we go. It's November, and in November and December, I ask that you don't donate to the Dork Forest if you were thinking about it. I hope you enjoy the show, and please donate January through October. You could give me $10 a month, January through October, because I like the idea of $100 a year from everybody. But in November and December, it's the holidays, you guys. Take your money and donate to your local food bank. How do you do that? You go to google.com, and you type in the name of your town, space, the word food, space, the word bank, and then you hit enter. And all of a sudden, the food bank that is in your town, whatever town that is, comes up. And you give them $10, or you give them $100, or you go buy some food and give it to them. And I totally appreciate that, and I hope everyone has a good holiday and a happy Thanksgiving. So, if you do want to support the show, it's coming up on your gift giving season. You can buy a gift for people on the merch page on JackieCation.com. You can buy them T-shirts. There's Dork Forest T-shirts. There's all of my CDs, including the new one. This will make an excellent Horcrux, and my new DVD. All of them are available on iTunes and Amazon and all that stuff for half the price if you just want digital copies. But if you want hard copies, I will send you one along with some weird trinket that I have lying around. You never know. You can also use the Amazon banner when you order from Amazon. We all do. There's an Amazon banner on JackieCation.com. It's white. It's above a video. You click, you get to Amazon, you buy your stuff, you put it in the cart, and I get a kickback. I get a weird percentage. And last month I got like $230. So I totally appreciate whoever's doing this because it's great. My shows this week, because it's Tuesday. I'll tell you about November 13th, all LA. I'm at Nerd Melt, which is the Meltdown Comics Theater, Nerd Melt. And I'm doing a show for Brickleberry. It's called Picture This. I tell jokes about the TV show Brickleberry, and the artists for Brickleberry draw them. The 16th, I'm doing the Hollywood Improv for Carrie Odes, or Odes. And the 18th, I'm back at the Virgil for a show called Victory Lap. And so a couple of sets around Los Angeles. Thanks a lot for listening, folks. The ad this month is going to happen, and it's Bob Calhoun's book. Thanks for tuning in. Shattering conventions, shattering conventions, shattering. Hey, I sang. It's Jackie Cation. Shattering conventions, commerce, cosplay, and conflict on the expo floor by Bob Calhoun is this month's sponsor. It's a hilarious and disturbing book. Friend of the show, conventions dork Bob Calhoun, has been on the show, previous episode. He goes to all kinds of different conventions, trade shows, and expos, and writes about it in Shattering Conventions. But he doesn't just go to Comic-Con and Star Trek conventions. He goes to a gun show, a livestock show, a Republican convention, a conspiracy convention. I remember being slightly worried when he went to that one. And even a Bigfoot hunter con. There's all kinds of crazy and wrong in this book, and it's not always where you expect to find it. Not only have I read this book, I endorsed it with a blurb on the back cover, and I recommend it to all Rangers of the Dork Forest and spooky reading girls within the sound of my voice. The book is Shattering Conventions, Commerce, Cosplay, and Conflict on the Expo Floor by Bob Calhoun. It's available in ebook and paperback from Amazon.com and other fine booksellers. For more on the book, go to shatteringconventions.com. It's a really good book. You should get it. Hey, it's Jackie Cation. Welcome to the Dork Forest. Here we are in my living room once again, and I am sitting with Mr. Matt Oswalt. Welcome to the program, Mr. Matt Oswalt.
Hello, and thank you for providing me with these leftover Halloween snacks.
That's right. We're talking fangs. We're talking gummy bugs.
All things gummy.
And we're talking bouncy skulls. Come on, skull, bounce. Bounce
What?
skull.
Come on, guy.
Now it's just good. There we
wow.
go. Kaboing.
You give out bouncy skulls for
we go
trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, bouncy skulls and gummy nonsense.
Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters here? Because this
110 kids, 4 babies.
Wow, that's a lot.
My husband loves Andy loves the spreadsheet. So he likes to keep track of how many kids. We dressed as Christmas elves and handed out candy because there's nothing more terrifying.
Oh, exactly. We live in a cul-de-sac too, so it's like you got them. They can't go anywhere. Like
right.
If they see you, they can't escape unless they go by your
and
house.
this super blue collar neighborhood with lots of kids and lots of parent families and young families and stuff, and so it's super nice.
That's a lot. 110 kids. That's significant. I was at a house in Hancock Park and over 3,000. Thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's more Hancock Park and Toluca Lake and all that stuff here in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Those are destination trick-or-treaters. They're kids that are looking for like a full-size candy bar or something.
Well, it's funny because clearly the kids that are coming don't live in that area.
Right.
But you literally, it's weird how as it gets darker and later, the type of people coming to the house change. Like at first it's all like little kids dressed as Elsa. Right. By 9 o'clock it's just like teenagers, no costumes, Ralph bags.
Oh, hey, yeah. We get a lot of that.
It just literally just going house to house getting candy. Well, I'm like, hey, go ahead, take
Have some
I don't
candy.
Care. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. My favorite was a couple of kids. They were wearing, this happened a couple of years ago, but there were 3 of them, and they all had like Columbine like jackets, those long but like sunglasses.
Yeah.
And sticks. They were pretending to be blind, and one of them was facing away from he was like trick or treat, and he was facing, and I was like, that's nice. That's nice work, and they all had Ralph's bags, and they just, which is just a grocery bag. And they were just like, but it was some effort. I appreciated the tiny effort.
Well,
that
there
they
are
made.
some kids who literally just show up in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah. And it's like a Ralph's plastic bag. Hey, what's going on? Can you at least say trick or treat? Don't say, hey, what's going on? Just say, let's go through the motions. Let's pretend that we're just.
Oh, Andy makes them all. Andy makes especially the teenager kids. He's like, did you have something to say to me? And they go, trick or treat.
He makes them work for it.
Yeah, he does. Because we have kids who hang out in the back of our alley. We have an alley. Because then we have a high school right here. Yeah. And Andy likes to go back there like Mrs. Kravitz occasionally and go, it doesn't matter what you guys are doing back here. I'm all cool with it. If you could just not litter. Really? And the 15-year-olds are like, oh, of course. Sure. That sounds cool. That's fair enough. And they're really, literally,
do they abide?
Okay. They do. He gets to talk to them.
Usually when you tell teenagers not to do something, that's when they'll absolutely do it. So
right. Well, yeah, they didn't care. They were like, yeah, sure, fine. Because the thing, we're not rousting them. That our neighbor who used to live next door used to call the cops on them.
Really?
And we don't care.
No.
It's just like they're literally what they're doing is they're sitting back there looking at their phones for an hour and a half because they don't want to go home because they're 15.
Yeah.
And all they want is an hour and a half apiece. And I was like, do it, man.
Still on Van Nuys Boulevard. There's pretty much nothing really.
No.
There's a lot of Bell Bonds places.
If you got $1.50, you can get a taco. Yeah. But if you don't, go sit behind in our alley and look at your phone.
To visit the lovely adult bookstores on Van
Possibly.
Nuys, so they can't get in there either.
We got a really great chicken place though right there called Ipapa Que Rico.
Oh, really?
It used to be a check cashing place, and the guy was like, I'll put in a grill. And he started selling chicken. He now has three businesses right there.
Wow.
And you probably still cash a check. But he's a normal
Can I
guy.
trade my Starbucks paycheck for an entire bucket of to-go?
You can get 2 chickens for like $25. With rice, beans, and tortillas and everything.
I'm like starving. I'm going to stop there on the way home. I might.
Oh, there. Yeah, well, yeah, you had
to give me the
good. Yeah, for sure. It's actually quite excellent. Now, at Puddin' Strip, at Puddin' Strip is a series that you do with Pepitone, right?
Well, yeah, it's a web series. Before we get into that, can I just mention one thing?
We're going to dork out, but I just want to get the plugs in.
Okay, I am not Jackie's original. Who is your guest today? Who was the one that canceled? I'm a fill-in.
You are a
podcast,
fill-in. Right? But you said you wanted to do
sad.
it.
That's pathetic. The fact that Jackie
that kind of money
on a Tuesday and said who could be available on a Tuesday afternoon at 3 PM.
I did
Oswalt
email.
Has nothing going on. I'm going to email this
Retta.
guy.
I emailed Retta. Do you know Retta?
No, I don't know.
Parks and Rec.
Okay.
A black lady, very nice, very comic.
Oh, I know who she is. I know who she is.
Right, she's very funny.
Yeah.
And
but
let me give you her
canceled?
distinguishing.
Who canceled?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I seriously, I just did one with Jared Logan, and I had 2 scheduled for today, and then I have 2 scheduled for Thursday, and it's Lorraine Newman and Emily Heller. And
it's just sad being a podcast villain. I'm like the George Gobel of podcasts. I go from one to the other, just waiting in the wings for
just
sorry, Steve Agee couldn't show. Matt, can you come in and give me a good 15 minutes? Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's, I have been more than once a podcast fill-in where I'm just like,
podcast fill-in.
Why not? What the heck?
That could be a good web series, by the way, just about a guy who's such a D-list celebrity. He's literally a podcast fill-in. He's on call to be a podcast guest. That's
right.
Right,
because Puddin' Strip is a webcast. It's a web series.
As I eat gummy worms.
It's a gummy worm.
A web series I did with the great Eddie Pepitone.
Right, who was just on talking about hockey, and you're wearing a USA hockey shirt.
Yes, I am. We're a big hockey guys. He's a big Rangers fan. I'm a big Flyers fan, so we have a lot of battles.
Flyers?
Philadelphia Flyers, New York Rangers.
There you go.
Philly, New York is a big thing. But it was a web series I did with him. It took place in a office break room. It was a daily show. It was a daily web series.
Right.
And the entire show consisted of me sitting in an office break room eating a little pudding cup.
Right.
And Eddie would just come in and say something or do something that was horribly racist or vile or misogynistic or suicidal or depressing or anything.
Right.
Hopefully kind of funny. It was very dark, not safe for work.
There's many episodes. How many episodes?
Over 500.
Okay.
We do it
and
every
still
day.
ongoing?
No, we had to stop because
he got busy. Didn't he go to Edinburgh?
He didn't get that busy.
Nobody got that busy.
He's not that busy. I've got a call back for a Two Broke Girls, Matt. I can't do pudding anymore. What happened was we taped the shows at an office out in Santa Monica. These guys were really cool. They let us shoot there for free. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
But then their office moved. They moved to a new office on Wilshire Boulevard. And the new office is beautiful, but they share the kitchen space with two other companies. And so
it's awkward.
It's I could use it if I wanted to, but I just feel really shitty about imposing it.
Right. Like two other businesses, they can't come in. And how long does it take to do? An hour and a half?
Yeah, a couple hours, but it's like we got to literally clear the whole kitchen out and nobody can go in there. I feel like a dick.
2 hours out of the day. You'd have to do it at night.
No, we go at night. We always go at night. But it's one of these companies where they work around the clock, so there's always people there. So we did a couple episodes there. And there were people kind of wandering, like, who the fuck are these people? And like,
right.
I want to get a bagel, and these guys are in there, and I just feel like an asshole. So I'm like, we got to stop this. This isn't right anymore.
Fair enough. So you working on anything new, or just touching yourself?
That was sort of
some free time?
what I did, and
that was like your free time thing. That was a fun thing to do, right?
The idea was it to be kind of a free little fun thing to do, but it turned into like a full-time gig because it was just
500.
My idea was to do it every day, so it was a lot of work. I mean, I would say the first
much work with the
first
writing.
200 episodes were really easy to write. It was the last 300 that kind of took,
First 200, breezy.
First 200 were simple, but the last 300, it's tough, So I was kind of getting burned out, and
sure.
Eddie, I think, was like, dude, I think I've had enough, and But we sometimes will come back and do like a special Christmas episode. We came back to like a special Christmas episode. We get lots of celebrities to come in and do this wacky, usually
just walk through kind of thing.
It's kind of like it's usually it's a Wonderful Life kind of parody we do.
Oh, sure.
We sort of touch it on that movie.
Happy holidays.
So we may come back and do that again this year.
I changed my name on Facebook today to Fezziwig.
I don't get that.
Fezziwig. It's from Scrooge. It's from the Dickens Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Mr. Fezziwig was his good boss.
Was the good boss?
Yeah, the one that was an example.
Gave him the exactly. Okay.
About a year ago, I changed my name to Fireworks on the 4th of July, not knowing that Facebook is just insane about your damn name. It's not like they don't have all of my information. But for some reason, you change your first name, you can't change it again for 2 months. So I changed it to Fireworks on the 4th of July. So, the 5th of July, I was like, I'm going to change it back to Jackie.
No.
They won't let me do it for 2 months. And so I'm like, fine. And now it is August, September. Now it's September, and I'm like, all right. I'm not going to be able to change it till November 4th. I went with pumpkin spice. And now I'm like, well, fine. I'm going through the holidays. And so now I'm Fezziwig. But quite honestly, it irritated me so much that I'm like, I'm never putting my own name there again. Except for that, I'm sure in January I'll be like, I'm bored now.
Do they not let you change it back because they don't want people just every day changing and doing stupid
Probably,
things like that,
but Twitter lets you do it.
Yeah, they do. People always change their names for like holidays.
Yeah. And they don't care. They get it.
They get it.
Right. If you're verified, they said you can't change your @.
Are you verified on Twitter? You're not?
Yeah.
How do you get verified? I'm not verified.
I don't know.
Yet.
They just verified me one day. And I was like, well, someone's a fan at Twitter is what I assume, because I'm not a big enough deal for anyone to care if it's actually me.
Yeah.
So I assume it's just someone's a fan at Twitter and went, "Oh, that's her."
I know her.
Yeah.
Bam, verified.
I like
Okay.
her stand-up comedy. Let's do that.
I guess I have no fans of Twitter yet.
Not yet.
Not verified.
One day. One day.
Oh, something to
All
shoot
right.
for.
Before
Maybe
you eat that fly,
podcast will put me
this
over
is
the
it.
top.
This is your bump. This is the
You know
Dork
what?
Forest
I'm
bump.
not gonna have any more.
Because you're hungry, and I feel bad because I got a piece of chicken in the fridge.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, so here we are, 10 minutes in. Let's do this. What I cracked up about me is because you're like, I don't know, I guess I could talk about jeans. And I was like, the last person to talk about jeans, Mark Maron. Mark, what do you like? What do you know about jeans?
First of all, what did Mark Maron have to say about jeans? In
well,
10 words or less. What did
he likes them. He likes jeans, and
Okay.
then yeah, that's about it. What's your thing?
I freeze my jeans now. I don't wash them. I freeze them.
Okay, he spoke briefly about those kinds of jeans.
I do.
They're a specific jean.
That's not true.
That
You
isn't
can do it
true.
to You can do it to any jean. I do it to Levi's.
What's the scoop? What's happening with jeans these days? What's going on? I'm pro jean. I myself enjoy jeans.
I've always been a jeans guy.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, it's tough skins. Then you move into high school, it's Levi's. Then
Sure.
in college, you get into the whole grunge scene. So you go to used clothing stores and put holes in them and think you're cool and
Right.
maybe get into the acid wash or something. And then
Yep.
and then after college, you start making a little bit of money and you start getting into the designer jeans like Diesel and all those
right. The
$120
Lucky.
stuff. Lucky.
Yeah.
Pretentious jeans. And then
Right.
when you started hitting your 30s and getting to your 40s, you're like, you know what? Levi's were the best. Why did I ever leave Levi's? And so you get back into Levi's, but you want to buy a pair that's great and that will last forever. And you learn that washing jeans,
Yeah.
it's the worst thing you can do to a pair of jeans. It breaks them down.
Right.
It takes the denim out of it. It loosens the crotch and the
What
legs.
is
and it's-
denim? Denim is just cotton, is it not? It's like it's a way that they make.
but it's not. It's not meant to be washed with with deodorant. I mean with detergents and
Okay.
drying. It's horrible for it. And so there's this new idea that if you put a pair of jeans in the freezer and
Right.
leave them overnight, like once every couple months, it
cleans
brings
them to
back. It cleans them. It kills all the bacteria,
Right.
which causes them to smell.
Are you putting them in a bag?
No, I
No.
just put them in the freezer.
Loose.
You don't need to. You don't need to put them in a bag. Yeah.
I'm not worried about the jeans.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the rest of the food in your freezer.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I don't have that much stuff in my freezer.
Okay.
But I do.
Because you have a jean shelf now in your
I have
freezer.
jeans. All I have is
Right.
jeans and Arm & Hammer baking soda and,
Oh, do you put the baking soda because that gives a nice fragrance for your jeans? Do you have baking soda in your freezer?
I do, yeah.
Okay, because it'll take some of the odor out of it too if
I
there's
guess,
any
but I always do that. Don't you have baking soda in your fridge?
in the fridge, but not in the freezer.
You don't?
No.
I have it in both.
Okay.
It's just something my mom told me when I was a kid when
Right.
she would always have baking soda.
Both
in
and
your-
both.
So
Okay.
I did. So I always do. Yeah.
So yeah, she's on the know.
But I've this pair of jeans I'm wearing now. I bought them about 6 months ago, and they have yet to be in the
wash.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever washed them? No, you've never
not
washed
yet.
these. But how long have you been freezing your jeans?
Since I bought this pair, because I saw a thing online about saying care for your jeans. They say the way that jeans break down is when you wash them too much. So
Okay.
I decided not to wash them, and they said freeze them. It's the best way. So I've been using these as like a guinea pig.
Right.
And they work. I mean,
They
it
work.
works. They don't smell at all.
Right.
They don't lose their shape.
And what if they got dirt on them? Like what if you were gardening? Would you brush them and then?
If I was going to do something like that, I would probably wear something that I didn't mind putting in the wash.
Okay.
But like these, I don't like get dirty in them. I just wear them in offices.
They're more like dress jeans or more like working in a sitting around.
I don't
jeans.
garden in jeans, and I would I don't get dirty in jeans. Basically, I don't live that kind of lifestyle.
Right.
I
So
don't like go hiking in jeans or whatever. So it's like they'll never get dirty.
they're never gonna get dirty.
But
They're
but the thing is
like if you spilled something out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I spilled Starbucks all over them, then I might have to. Well, then what you can do is you can just get detergent,
Right.
and put it on a little rag and just scrub it a little bit, and then put it in water all over it. And then,
Okay.
So you don't need to put the entire.
So the
thing.
speculation is that those jeans will last longer.
That's the idea, because I've had jeans just like this that I've loved, but they've just broken down over the years.
Right.
Because
Well,
they just,
how
they
long?
Just do.
Yeah, I always think a pair of jeans for me lasts about 8 months.
Really, 8 months?
Yeah, I only have 2 pairs of jeans at a time.
Wow.
Some people have like 5 or 6 pairs of jeans, but I probably right now have 5 pairs of jeans, but I only wear 2 of them. The other 3 are like backup. I don't like these jeans very much.
Yeah.
And I go through like a couple of years ago, I was wearing a Michael Kors. I was wearing a Michael Kors jeans. They fit very nicely. They were not that expensive.
Maybe he's
They
the
were-
one that got you verified.
Right? I bet you he's verified. But they were like a $60
Never know.
pair of jeans. Like
Yeah.
I'll spend I will spend 60 or 80 bucks on a pair of jeans. I asked
That's reasonable. That's nothing wrong with 60, 80 bucks.
Well, Andy is like, he's like, no, Wranglers, they're 19 bucks over at the Sears. And I said, please don't wear Sears jeans. You're a very handsome gentleman. Please wear a pair of jeans that Please don't wear Sears jeans.
Don't go to Old Navy. You can do a little better than that.
Right. You make video games for a living.
Well, one of the reasons that I did in this whole freezing thing is because when I bought my pair of diesel jeans, which were $130, which I never spent that much for, I felt guilty after I bought them. I was like, why did I just spend
so much money? Yeah.
And I didn't wear them for a long time. I was afraid. I didn't want to like ruin them. Then finally I started wearing them.
Right.
6 months later,
they just fell apart.
They just fell apart because I washed them all the time because I thought that I wanted to keep them, up. So I thought that if I washed them all the time would keep them up, but in reality, it breaks them down. Yeah. And
interesting.
And I've also found that the more expensive the jean you buy, the more delicate they are, and they don't really last very long.
So weird. I saw Hardwick was wearing a pair of jeans, and I was like, yeah, those are the jeans I want to get Andy because those are nice jeans. And so I said to him, where'd you get those jeans? And because I have no manners, I don't know, but why not, right? Why not ask somebody where they got the thing? That seems like a jit.
Yeah.
And yes, I was looking at your ass, I guess is what that says, but I wasn't. I mean, I was just looking at those jeans more than anything else. And he goes, "Oh, these are weird. I had a weird gig in Paris, and I bought them in Paris. So I think they were, full on designer,
like $300,
probably or more.
Crazy.
God knows what they were,
Yeah.
And so I said, never mind. And then Bill Dwyer was wearing a nice pair of jeans not long after that. And I said, all right, he probably hasn't been to Paris recently. So where'd you get those jeans? And those were Gap 1969 men's jeans.
Okay.
Have you ever tried those?
Those aren't that expensive.
No, those are
pretty reasonable.
Those like a $35, $45 pair of jeans.
Patton wears those.
Okay,
I'm
there you go.
pretty sure because he wears a lot of Gap stuff for some reason.
Right. Oh, okay. Then because it must fit him.
Yeah.
It must be.
He wears a lot of Gap stuff.
Normal stuff. Patton Oswalt, your brother.
Yes, he's my brother.
Good people.
He's okay.
And what is he? Is he a clone on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What is that? LMD? What's that?
I don't watch that show.
Yeah.
He's my brother. I love him, but I don't support any of the shows. I don't watch that. I don't watch the Goldbergs, even though I've heard the Goldbergs are good. I rarely watch the King of Queens. I didn't,
I'm not much for sitcoms myself.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. I just don't,
No, it's going to be personal as your brother.
Oh, shit.
But,
we'll make sure not to play this one. Okay?
No, he won't hear it.
Off.
It'll be fine. Michelle occasionally listens. Michelle McNamara.
Patton's on, I'm making fun of him, but he's on like 5 network shows as we speak, and I'm a fucking...
Is he really?
I am a friggin' fill-in guest on a podcast on a Tuesday at 3 in the afternoon.
Exactly. Definitely mock the shit out of him.
Yeah. So while he's holding up one end of the entertainment bed, I'm down here in the bottom eating gummy Halloween candy in Jackie Gation's living room on a Tuesday.
Live it up, I say. Why not? It's also part of the solution. So, but the thing I love about so Levi's. What kind of Levi's? What is there a specific kind of them?
These are button fly. Yeah, there's what's the name?
Because you like a button fly more than a 501s?
What does it say here? It's not 501s, but it's a 505.
It might be a 505.
Yeah, 505. What does it say?
That is no. It's a 501. Oh, you're wearing a 501.
Okay, yeah, I guess
that's it.
Okay, so they are button fly.
Okay, so and you like a button fly more than a zip?
You know what? I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of do. At first I didn't like them very much. I think they just got in the way. But now that I've gotten older, I prefer the button flies more than the zipper. I just like the way they feel. I don't know.
They're definitely more.
And the more you wear them, the easier it is to pop them off and on. Like when you first buy a pair of button flies, you got to work for it. You got to work to get those things out.
Right.
You really do.
Yeah. But they stayed button too, which is I used to think they're not going to stay button, but they really do stay button.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
They're not going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, do you like a boot cut or is that a straight length?
This is a straight length. Yeah. I keep it kind of straight and just kind of average. Like I don't go crazy
really
with
dark. They're like sort of a normal kind of jean color.
I didn't buy them dark. I mean, I bought them this normal. They have a little fading in them, but
but it's not crazy acid wash. But it's also not super dark.
Although I got to tell you, in the '80s, I did the whole acid wash thing.
Why wouldn't you?
I was a big metalhead. I got into that acid wash. I'd actually take my jeans and put them in a little like tub, and put bleach in there. And then, like, let them sit in the sun for like an hour, then take them out, and they were all bleached up. I did that shit. Yeah,
sure. Why not?
That's the 80s. It was the 80s. Okay, stop judging me.
This is the safest space in the world to celebrate the 80s. You can knock yourself out.
Okay. I'll do more. Okay.
There was a time when I only wore a jean with no back pockets, which I think is a weird thing for the ass.
Can you buy jeans with no back pockets?
Only ladies can. Only
Okay.
it's I think it's a women's pant. Cause men's pants, you're like, well, I have to have a place for my wallet.
Yeah.
And,
It would just be weird to have a pair of jeans with no back pocket. for
Well,
a man.
it
That would
looked-
just look odd.
in retrospect, it did look odd. There was a store called the Id when I was in college in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'd buy these and they were gray. They were a gray jean
Wow.
with no back pockets. I must look like, as far as I'm concerned, I look like Logan's Run. It was like something out of a horrible science fiction film. It's a terrible idea. So what about,
God, that's like, I'm trying to picture that. Yeah, can I get the gray, no pockets, please?
yeah, it was not a good look. Not for anyone.
While like Tears for Fears is playing on the, on the
Right. Aha is going in the background.
You're trying.
So would you, now what I've heard about Levi's actually is you can design your own jean online.
I did not know that.
Yeah, to my knowledge, you can go
I'm
specifically.
sure you can. Everything is like you can do all this.
Yeah, like sneakers and whatever like that, like tennis
Yeah.
shoes, you can design your own. But
You can?
Yeah, to my knowledge, I thought it was a Nike
I'm
thing.
sure you can. I'm sure you can. That wouldn't surprise me at all. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Wow, you can just. Oops, I'm sorry, bumped your mic.
Oh, no
You can
worries.
actually design your own Levi's. Like,
I think so. Yeah, it's pardon me while I make a note to edit
Yeah.
out that ka-chunk.
yeah.
Or not. That's the great thing about podcasting. I could
You
forget
can
that.
just say, you know what, that was just natural. It happened. It's
It
like
just
when
happened.
it's like when the Beatles recorded. Sometimes you would hear like little things in the back, and it's kind of quaint. You know, nowadays you don't get that.
When I think of the Dork Forest, I always think of the Beatles.
well, you know, I didn't want to say it out loud. I wanted to just kind of lead you down that path and let you take it from there. But I'm glad you did.
There was an episode of the Dork Forest that Fred Armisen talked about Paul McCartney, which was interesting because I don't know anything about the Beatles. I mean, I know some of their songs
Yeah.
because I'm not. Turns out I'm alive, but I don't know anything about Paul McCartney. And I was like, he was in Wings because that joke never gets old, right? And,
Yeah.
So,
With Steven Weber, I think that was he's my favorite Wing.
Yeah.
That's my bad Wings joke.
oh, that's your bad Wings. And who's Steven Weber?
You know, he was on Wings,
Oh, was he in Wings?
the TV show Wings.
Oh, the TV show Wings.
That's what I was going for.
Oh, sitcoms.
See what I did?
Again?
Oh, you don't do sitcoms.
Right,
I'm sorry.
right.
After I lost you there.
Last
I'm sorry.
sitcom, I think it was Friends.
Your entire Dork Forest audience just groaned at that one. Man,
No, they
haven't
probably
you been
got it.
listening?
They got it.
She didn't watch sitcoms.
Let's move to your next. I love this list. It's a good one. And,
So to leaving the jeans, I'll just sum up by saying that
Please.
freezing jeans works so far. 6 months in, and I'm very
and
pleased.
nobody says you're Stinky Magoo.
Nobody. Not at all.
Nobody
Not
is
at
like,
all.
why are you wearing dirty pants?
Not at all.
No problem.
They really
and it
working
doesn't
for
seem
me.
to be affecting any other food in your
It's
freezer.
not affecting my food. I don't have no weird smells on my jeans. My frozen fish sticks do not taste like denim. Everything seems to be working out in my life as far as the jeans goes.
Right.
And I've saved a lot of money on not having to wash these things, you know?
Right.
And hopefully they'll last forever. So if I ever do the Dork Forest 20 years from now,
You'll
I'd
be
love
wearing
to be
those
wearing these.
jeans.
I'd love to be. What a little miracle that would be, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be a miracle.
Would be a little
Here we are sitting here in our 80s or whatever it would be.
in our 80s.
Yeah. It's so what I like this next one.
The next one. What's the next one?
Teeth.
Teeth.
You like teeth?
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird segue, but I was in a pretty bad bike accident a couple years ago. I lost all my teeth.
Pedal?
Yes,
pedaling bike?
accident. Over the handlebars, smashed into the pavement, teeth gone.
Did you
Yeah.
get hit or did you just
No,
wipe out?
I was riding my bike to the beach, and I hit a sewer grate, and my tire kind of wedged into it.
Oh,
And
got caught in the.
Yeah, it was a complete fluke. I was going really fast when I stopped. I mean, I went from like probably 15 miles an hour to just zero, and I went right over the handlebars and went right. I didn't even like have time to brace. I just went mouth first into the pavement and
Whoa.
was knocked out. And I popped my eyes open, and there was this big puddle of blood and teeth everywhere. And I'm like, Matt, you're in trouble.
Oh my
So
God.
I was really messed up, and so I lost my front teeth, and I had to get a bridge. And
Wow.
Yeah, so they did a really good job.
They look
I mean,
great.
they welded them in. They're going to be there forever. But the thing about having like fake teeth is you have to like be really good about flossing. And
Oh, really?
You got to, yeah, because there's no like, it's hard to describe.
Because they're made out of not teeth? What are they made of?
It's enamel. It's not
Okay.
that, but it's the way you clean them. You know how you floss your teeth to kind of go through each tooth? Well, you have to like thread a dental floss thing through the top teeth and kind of go side to side and do the whole thing.
Oh, you got to get the underneath part too?
Yeah, you got to get the gum, I guess the space between the gum and the tooth, you have to like get all that. And you have to do a lot because otherwise, because bacteria and like food will just get caught up there. So you have to like make it a point to like clean that out a lot.
Wow.
And so before the accident, I brushed twice a day.
Right. You weren't an animal.
But I wasn't crazy.
Right.
I wasn't an animal, exactly.
Right.
I wasn't like ripping out my teeth with screwdrivers in the garage. I mean, I kept up on them.
Right.
But since the accident, I've had to be very...
Right, and they told you when you got them.
They just kind of said, "Here's the deal, Matt. And for now and the rest of your life, you just need to like kind of go after that a lot and like just be very regimental about cleaning them, and you should just do that."
How long? And you've had them for over a year?
I've had them since 2009.
Did you get to pick them?
No. I mean, they just make them. I mean, they look exactly like my old teeth. They take like a mold, and so they're able to figure out what your old teeth, because it has like
size wise,
has to match your mouth, so your bite doesn't change, and so they look exactly like my old. I mean, if you would have seen me before and after, you wouldn't even know that I was in an accident because they look so exactly like my old teeth.
Right.
So they did a really good job, and again, they're welded in there, so they're not going anywhere. They're going to be there forever and ever and ever. Which is nice, but it's like I just have to be very regimental about. So my bathroom sink, right? I guess my little drawer has just literally gobs of just stuff like the little picks and the little water pick stuff and the dental floss and the little threaders and different kinds of toothbrushes that can get in there. And and it's like a habit of mine when I sit there and watch TV at night, I'll just have like these little picks and I'll just go through them. You got a project? But it's almost like it's almost like I don't even think about it anymore. It's like my little thing I just do. You know? Right. So and does it take like a half an hour? I just kind of do it until you don't really want to. I mean, there's no like time limit. I just do it because it's like a habit. I mean, you can do it forever. It's fine. Right. And it's good to do it because the gums have no teeth in them anymore. Right. You know, the fake teeth kind of like rest against them. Okay. So are they screwed in? Because I've seen those. They're like implants where they're. No, the implants. I didn't get those. Yeah, you don't want to get those in your front teeth because there's not a lot of bone up there. You just, Oh, okay. This is just bridge. So. But what happens is the gums need to be like, you got to like work them a little bit. So you got to pick them and kind of get them, toughen them up a little bit and form a little callus there. So fair enough. So yes, I'm always picking my teeth. It's like a little habit I have now. So if you come to my house. Well, it sounds pretty. If you come to my house, I have dental floss in every room. It's just there. All dental floss and picks and stuff. And I'm always like jamming things in my teeth. It's just like a habit now, which is not a bad habit. No. I mean, there are people who don't do it at all. Doing crack cocaine in a there's worse things in going alley. And I saw Miles Davis one time, and he had to ask someone in the audience if they had any floss. Are you serious? Yeah. It was in Provincetown in, I don't know, 1990, 1989. Really? And he was like, "This is going to sound weird." He came out before he was due to come out. And he goes, "This is going to sound weird, but I need some dental floss. You will appreciate my music much better if anyone has any dental floss." And of course, some lady in the front row had a purse and some dental floss. It's a great dental floss story. And then went back and then played his trumpet like a crazy man. It's trumpet player, right? I have to borrow that dental floss story. I'm going speed dating tonight. I need to impress this little young lass over. Are you going speed dating? I'm kidding. I'm not just joking. I was going to say, is there still doing speed dating? But imagine how far I'd get telling a dental floss story during speed dating. Right. Not far at all. You don't think I'd get any numbers? I don't think I would impress. You'd be all right. I mean, you don't think so? People like to know that everyone has good oral hygiene. That'd be a weird way to sit down with it. Hi, I'm Matt, and here's my dental floss story. Okay, now, listen, the clock is running. Listen up. Right. Well, I think I did a NACA version of that, the National Association of Collegiate whatever. To book colleges, you have to submit a tape. You get accepted, and then you do a showcase at a national convention of 20-year-olds to wow them. And I did essentially the speed dating version of that, where I did a 4-minute set 4 times in different rooms around this hotel. Wow. And I was like, no one's going to book me from this. Wow. But I did what I could. And that's what I always thought about speed dating. I did internet dating for years. You did. And that's how I met my fella. And man, I landed my man. I landed. Yeah. I'm a beacon of hope, my friends. And because
because I wasn't good at dating. Like, I didn't know how. And the greatest thing about and I've said it before, the greatest thing about online dating is that the clarity of intent, right? Like, I meet men all the time.
Sure.
None of them had any idea that I had a crush on them. Yeah. Absolutely none of them. I would stand next to them and feel like I liked them a lot. Never, ever, ever resulted in me getting asked out.
Yeah.
Online dating, I'm a woman looking for a man to date, drop down menu options, right? Mm-hmm. To date. I have enough friends. It's all working out in the friend department.
Yeah.
And then essentially, do you have any interest in getting with this ever? Wow. Or at least looking into it. And that's the greatest thing about online dating is the clarity of intent.
The clarity, yeah.
Because you meet them, you look at each other and you go, probably not. But we'll give it an hour.
We'll go through this blooming onion and we'll, get out of here. And then we'll say goodbye to each other,
Right. We'll give it a shot. And, and then if you're not horribly, discombobulated with them, you can give it 2 or 3 shots and then you're like, because you'll know by the 3rd or 5th date if you ever want to get with it.
I usually know by the 3rd minute. Usually most people do. I don't need like 4 dates to get to I can tell you with somebody almost immediately, yes or no. I just can't.
Yeah. It's pretty quick.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
I've online dated and I've met women that are amazing online. They're like, oh my God, this is like the woman. And then I meet them in person and it's like, oh, you're not that person. Clearly you had somebody fill out your dating profile.
That was a big problem of mine initially.
You had somebody punch up your dating profile because this person's talking to me.
I had to get someone to punch down my online. They were like, okay, a little too hilarious, Jackie. You might want to go with a little more sincerity and a little less jokey. And
jokey and self-deprecating. Mine was very jokey. And I'd have people like contact me and say, hey man, I loved your profile from a girl in like Russia or something. It's like what am I supposed to do with that? Thanks.
I can't do. I'm glad you enjoyed my writing.
I'm glad I gave you a little chuckle, but I don't want to just.
Will we ever make out in Russia?
Bangor, Maine, and
Irkutsk. Yes.
But so I did the online dating for a while, but I don't do it anymore. I did the OkCupid thing for.
Well, you got to. I say you got to take a break. I got bored. It's emotionally draining.
It also is it's a time waster because you tend to like just get
just sort of trolling around.
It becomes like another social media form. Like you go there and you just like you can just search through people all day and just kind of mess around and chat with people. And I'm very social online, so it's like if you contact me, even if I have no interest, I'll just contact you back because it's in my nature to like just be chatty online, So I end up like chatting with people like all day long. I have no interest in dating. I have no interest in seeing it. I'm like, why did I just waste an hour of my life doing this? I didn't. Nothing was accomplished. This isn't
good for either of us.
Yeah.
It's not I'm
leading somebody on. I'm building up their hopes, and all I want to do is just chat about sports.
Right. Oh, we have things in common. Let's talk about that.
Exactly. Person that I'm never going to see and I'm not attracted to. Yeah, let's do that.
Or lives too far away. Or lives I also put like a 25-mile radius thing on it where I was like, I can't.
Me too.
And
I put
Andy,
a 10-mile radius.
2.5 miles. He lived 2.5 miles from me.
Really?
And we had 2 mutual friends. Wow. Weirdly.
What dating sites did you use?
It was 10 years ago, so it was The Onion. It was an LA Weekly umbrella thing.
I remember that thing, yeah.
And so it was free.
Yeah.
And he went through nerve.com, and I went through theonion.com, and I thought he was an Onion guy. And I said that to him, and he was like, no, I read The Onion. But and then he never said anything about it until we were dating 3 months. And he was like, I was on Nerve. And I said, well, what's Nerve? And he goes, softcore porn, kind of. I was like, really? No. He goes, I don't know. It's a lot of pretty pictures of some ladies.
Pretty pictures of the ladies.
Right. And I was like, okay.
I'm not lying here. I look at ladies.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I thought, because I went through The Onion, because I didn't know, because I assumed it was, that it would be, someone who reads The Onion knows what funny is.
Exactly.
And then we can we can be sincere and at least, try to meet each other and talk like people.
Yeah.
But I hear OkCupid's actually not bad.
That's what I was on, OkCupid, because it's free.
Yeah. And this thing was free.
And the funny thing is that I have people who have joined Match, which costs money.
Right.
And they tell me the same exact people you see on Match, you see on OkCupid. It's the same people.
It's the same, yeah.
So they're like, there's no point in going on Match, and why pay when you can just get it for free on OkCupid? I mean, it's the same people.
I know 2 people that were turned down by eHarmony. They were like, we got nothing for you. They would not take their money.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
they were like, we don't have any matches for you. And these are heterosexual women.
They're women. Wow.
Yeah.
Usually it's the guys that are getting the the old...
How crazy is that? You're like,
wow.
I got the call from my friend.
That's got to be demoralizing.
It was super demoralizing. She was like, she's married now and has 2 children. Okay. But because that was a while back. But I was like, wow, that is brutal.
What a punch to the gut that is, you know? Sorry.
Right. Wow. She said, nobody, nothing. You got 1 million people on there. You
exactly.
Got nothing.
So we checked. I personally called all 5.3 million bachelors on our site. Not one is even remotely attracted
is
to you.
Interested in this.
No.
She has really good teeth too.
Oh, I like that. I love teeth in a woman. That's good.
You like a nice...
I do. I don't care about the smile so much, but I like a nice, healthy...
Set of choppers.
Set of chappers, you know?
That is nice.
Yeah. I made out with a girl once who had the jagged teeth, and my tongue, like, she cut my tongue. Because,
yeah.
We were like tongue kissing. We were like tongue kissing. French kissing. Did I say tongue kissing? We were French kissing.
Are you in 8th grade?
I know.
Were you guys tongue kissing? That's awesome.
Where did that come from?
That's perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about here.
Oh, you're writing that down. That's a good one. I don't blame you.
It's nice for the teaser, maybe.
Exactly.
And, but who doesn't want to get in on that?
Yeah. But we were French kissing, and she had a jagged tooth, and my tongue like rubbed against it, and it cut it.
All of a sudden, you guys are kissing in blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I was wearing an age ribbon for the next 3 years, just praying I wouldn't get... Larry Kramer came to my house and gave me a tutorial on the way
Andy came up to me. Pardon me.
That's good.
Very sorry. So, I kissed Andy's arm the other day, and he said, "Be careful, I have Ebola." Get what's happening there? It's an elbow.
Oh,
but it's like an elbow.
Wow.
See what's happening? See, he doesn't write comedy. He just lives it. He lives it.
You should put the Price is Right fail horn right there when you do the podcast later.
Oh, right. A little insert.
Insert that one right there. That'd be nice.
Well, here's my favorite thing about those jokes with him is that they make me laugh against my will.
Exactly.
Because I don't expect them to come.
Yeah.
I expect them. I hang out with very dark comedians.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's making an elbow joke. Maybe Mike Kaplan.
I will say that I'm the same way. I hang out with dark comedians. Yet every once in a while, I'll be hanging out with my little 5-year-old niece, and she'll say a joke, and it's so corny and cute. I just laugh for
incongruous.
It's so funny.
You're right, like fall over.
I'm
hilarious.
like, you kind of forget that. Oh, that's comedy too. Just
right.
a simple,
simple joy
joke setup instead of a guy talking about eating Taco Bell in his car at 3 p.m. and making a joke out of that. No, jokes can just be funny and humorous.
They can be everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
they got all kinds of
potential.
And especially when it's a child. You're just
when it's a child telling a joke, it's just great.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's talk about hiking. I love the words when you said, I'm kind of obsessed with hiking, but let's not talk about it. And I was like, no, we need to talk about it. This is the dork forest. I like
okay, Dr. Phil, I'll get it all out there, okay? Exactly. I was molested by
a hiker. A rock once really turned me on. I love the longest of all walks. But usually not in nature. I just like an urban walk, quite honestly.
Oh, I hate those.
You don't like an urban walk?
I can't stand those.
You like a nature walk.
Yeah, like the idea of hiking or running is to be alone. And when you're doing it urban style through cities, dodging women on their phones and dogs, and it's just not. No. You gotta be
Not for you.
That's why I only like going to Runyon Canyon, which is kind of the hipster LA area to go hiking.
Straight up I've never been to Runyon Canyon.
It's very kind of blasé, but it's just so packed with
hikers,
not hikers, just people like on cell phones and just.
Are they power walking?
They're just like groups of hipsters going up there. It's just not my scene. Not my scene. I go to
the fact that there's a scene.
The fact that there's a national hiking scene in LA
hiking scene is kind of hilarious.
Hilarious. I go to Griffith Park because there's spots there where you are totally secluded and there's nobody. And
it's your secret place in the forest.
And the coyotes. What?
You and the coyotes. It's your secret place in the forest.
It is. It really is.
Griffith Park, huge, by the way.
Massive.
So
bigger than people. People always think it's small. It's massive.
It's like, is it bigger than Central Park?
Oh, I've never been to. Oh, you know what? I bet it is. I bet it is. Oh, yeah, it's got to be bigger than Central Park. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah.
It's so, but it's not squared off. So
it kind of just meanders around. There's no like you'll be walking along and suddenly you'll kind of stop and go, that's a path, and you can like kind of take it and like suddenly you're on this path that I've
gone horseback riding in Griffith Park.
Me too.
But I've never.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
I love the horseback riding.
Do you go to the equestrian center or just someplace by there, or where do you go?
Sunset Stables.
Oh,
I used to take lessons up there, horseback riding lessons, and
I've always wanted to do Sunset Stables.
I did the dinner time ride. You ever been done that?
Nope.
That is the best. What you do is every Friday they have it called a dinner time ride, and you can get a bunch of friends, 20, as many as you want, and you get a big group, and you get on horseback and you go up in the canyon, the sun's setting, and you go all the way through the canyons, and you come out in Burbank, kind of by the equestrian center. There's a little Mexican restaurant there. And you dismount your horse, tie it up like in an old Western movie, and get on in the Mexican restaurant. And there's like sawdust on the floor and a band playing, and you can like get all this great Mexican food and get drunk on margaritas, and
then get back on a horse.
And then you go back out and you drive back to the
You ride?
stable. You ride back, and it is by now it's pitch black. It's pitch black, okay?
Right.
And you're drunk.
Right.
And you're on these horsebacks, and when you're going through the canyons, you are like going along the edges of these canyon walls, which are like probably 5-story drops. It's really spooky, and you can see like the coyotes, like little eyes will light up.
Yeah.
It's really scary. I mean,
pretty
it's
great.
scary and awesome, and the best thing ever.
And luckily, the horses have done it.
And the horses have done it so many times they know
safe.
exactly where they're going. They just, yeah. But it's
Okay.
really terrifying.
The sunset one where there's dinner.
Yes,
I'll do
that's the
that.
best one. That's the best. The best thing to do is if you ever do it, let me know, because I get like groups of people together.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I've been trying to get one together for a while, but it's tough because Friday at 5 is like people are like working and stuff. And
Right.
But yeah, I'm trying to get one together. I would love to do that. It's so fun.
Okay.
I've done a couple of them, and they're the best ever. Best time.
Fair enough. I love that idea. That's
you horseback ride. That's good. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. It's
well, you don't need to be good at it.
No,
because you just all you do
trail
is just
rides.
canter. Yeah, just
Yeah.
cantering. It's basically just it's very simple.
We went up to Santa Barbara my last birthday, but the birthday before, and we did like a 3.5 hour overlooking the ocean, and
that's nice.
it was. I mean, I was in pain for days because I don't ride.
Yeah, you can really get your inner thighs and your butt
and your
lower
butt
back,
is just like holy smokes.
You're doing that kind of like walk that they did in the old West. There's a name for it. It's like a
stagger.
Yeah, kind of stagger or something like that. It's for that cliche walk you'll see cowboys do. But
right.
It's actually
the bow-leggedy.
The bow-leg. That's it. Bow-leggedy walk. Yeah, that's what it is. But it's true. You do that for a couple of days because you're just so.
There was an old comic. He just passed away. As a great Native American Ojibwe guy named Charlie Hill out of Wisconsin, and he was on Johnny Carson back in the late 70s. His joke, the joke that everyone knew him for was hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? How high are you? It was very 1979, whatever.
Gotcha.
But my favorite joke of his was he would tell this story about how his little boy was learning how to walk, and he said, "Have you ever seen a toddler learn how to walk? They walk like John Wayne." Because they sort of stand up and they stagger in one direction, then they stagger in another direction. There's nothing more terrifying than an Indian guy when your kid looks like John Wayne. He's like, I'm not going to punch you. Yeah, I am. I'm going to punch you. Or whatever. I don't forget the actual line.
What's his name?
Charlie Hill.
Charlie Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he was a great comic. He just passed away, I think, last year. He was a good egg.
Egg.
Yeah.
So but my hiking obsession.
Yeah,
I do. I hike and I run a lot, and it's just something I need to do. It kind of like clears my head, and it's like therapeutic in a way.
Yeah,
because like you got to get out there and just be alone and just run around and just you don't do it in the street. You do it. You go to Griffith Park and run those trails. Yeah, I go. I'll go up there, and there's a little parking spot that I always use, and there's the trail that I've kind of found and discovered. I always take the same one because there's almost nobody.
Lost.
I don't get lost, but there's almost nobody on it. I mean,
that's great.
I'll go the entire thing, and I may see one person.
That's how long's the trail?
Sometimes like 2.5 hours. And I usually run most of it. I run most of it, which is
wow.
Good. Yeah.
So you spend a good 2-3 hours, just by yourself,
and it's like high inclines and
going down the hills,
and every once in a while I'll look up and a coyote will be kind of stalking me, and I'll like be running a little bit, and I'll just kind of stalk me, and it's great. It's like I love it.
Wow.
I mean, if you had your choice, Jackie, to live near the beach or the mountains, where would you live?
Oh, probably the beach, but I don't.
So?
But I don't.
I'm more of a mountain guy. That's my thing. Yeah.
Andy's a big mountain guy too, but he grew up here. But did you grow up among the mountains? Didn't you guys?
I grew up in Virginia, but it was very mountains. Right? Yeah, very woods, basically.
See, because I love sort of a rolling hill wood kind of situation, which is Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and then I grew up right, and I grew up right on Lake Michigan. So I love the
Lakes
beach and
yeah.
lakes, and Michigan's huge, right?
Lake Michigan has a beach? Oh, yeah, I guess they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just a whole, the most of the Milwaukee County is, by decree undeveloped.
Okay.
For something like 30 miles, and it's all public land. So just for.
Are there like white sandy beaches?
Yeah.
Is that real or was that shipped in?
No, real.
That's real. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like Maui. It's not like Key West, but I mean it's more grainy than anything. But they're beaches, and it's sandy beach. There's
no waves there, right? There's no like.
Yeah, there's waves, but there's nothing like the ocean. Like there's no tide. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago.
I have, but I've never been. I've seen Lake Michigan, but I never went down. I go usually at Christmas time.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
It's just too freaking cold to walk down. But I've walked as close as I dare.
Right.
Before my ears snap off.
Yeah, you should definitely like July or August. It's so beautiful, and it's just. When I was a kid, all I did was, to get away from my beloved family. I'm the youngest of 6. And we lived in a very small house stacked like cordwood slates in the hold of a ship. And so I would leave on Saturday morning. We would all clean, right? For example, and the rule was you had to be home by 5 o'clock for dinner. And we would clean until probably around 10:30, 11. And then I didn't have to be back until 5. So I would just and South Milwaukee is probably 3.5 miles square, and I would just do laps around the city, and I would go and I would walk the neighbors' dogs, and because we didn't have a dog, and the neighbors were like, please walk our dog, and I take the dog to the lake, and I take him back, and it was some of the best times of my life. I would spend like 4 hours.
Would the dog go in the lake? Would he like jump in the lake and like swim around a little bit?
Yeah, we'd screw around in the lake. We'd go through the woods, and because it was just that's what I like. Is I like kind of hills and woods.
Yeah.
And, one of my things that I've always wanted to do is if time travel, or when I like to think of it is when time travel is invented, I want to go back in time to the early 1600s and see what my town looks like, South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I want to go camping in that. And here's the thing: I don't know anything about camping. So what I really want to do is go back in time and die of exposure, because I would die almost immediately of bears, wolves. When you think about Wisconsin in the 1600s, there's really nothing to kill you except for large predators.
Large predators, exactly.
Yeah, there's not really snakes or spiders.
There are timber rattlers up there.
Yeah, but they're not. Oh yeah, sure. I suppose back in the 1600s, they're probably all over the place.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So, do you camp?
I do, yeah. I work for this place that is trying to reintroduce the gray wolf back into Flagstaff, Arizona, the Coconino Mountains up there. And so I've been up there a couple times, and we go up there and we like fix fences so to enclose them. And because what happens is a lot of guys on their 4-wheel ATVs will go up there and knock the fences down,
right?
And they'll ride around. But by doing that, the wolves, which have been reintroduced, will get out of that Coconino forest and down into the city, and they get shot.
And then they get killed.
So we want them to stay up there. So we basically just fix fences. But by doing that, it takes a couple days.
Right. So you got to camp out.
And it's amazing. It's so cold. But it's freezing up in the mountain in Flagstaff. Oh, it's freezing up there. It's like 8,000 feet above sea level.
Oh, geez.
And it's really cold. And talk about coyotes. The entire packs will run through your camp at 3 in the morning howling. It's terrifying. You'll just hear them screaming and
Jesus.
Yeah, but it's kind of awesome too. You know?
Right. I mean, as long as you don't feel like you're about to die.
Not at all. Coyotes are not really that dangerous. I mean, they just
They might bite you.
Not really.
No?
No, they sort of skittish.
You got to stand your ground?
Yeah, they're kind of skittish. There's so much up there for them to eat. They're not going to go after a human being.
Okay.
There's lots of things up there, yeah.
Same with the ones in Griffith Park?
Yeah, they're very skittish. I mean, I've never heard of a coyote attack up there. Although, did you hear about this hiker that was beaten almost to death yesterday? Yeah, it happened randomly. Yeah, I was up there when it happened.
Huh. In Griffith Park?
In Griffith Park, as I was hiking, I saw these helicopters flying around, but that's common. You see
common enough. Yeah.
A lot of police helicopters. And when I got home, I turned the news on and like, hey, breaking news, Griffith Park, some hiker was walking around and a couple of guys jumped him and just almost beat him to death. Just randomly.
Just a robbery or just...
They don't know what happened. They don't know what happened. It happened way, way far away from where I was,
okay.
But still, it was that's Griffith Park is just the safest place you'll ever
Right.
think to go. Like there's nothing criminal wise up there.
Right. I mean, everybody.
Except for old guys following you into the bathroom. But that's aside from that.
Right. Then you just say, thank you very much.
Say, thank you, sir.
Not at this time.
I don't
Yes.
think I'm going to do that. Yeah.
I am not in Wham.
Yeah.
And wasn't that guy in Wham?
Exactly. George Michael.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I like is that my musical knowledge is almost just half. I think I referred to, I can't remember his name. Damn it. Chris Pratt, I think his name is.
Chris Pratt? Oh, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Right. And I was like, because I was talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and I called him that guy from Parks and Rec. And
that guy from Parks and Rec.
I was like, I couldn't remember his name.
Just to knock him down a peg in case he thinks he's getting too,
right,
A-listed for the rest of us. Sorry, buddy, you're still that guy schmuck from Parks and Rec to me, okay?
Right.
That's all you'll ever be.
Which I've never seen that show, but I understand it's very, very funny. So, right, because it's sitcom, and that's not our dorkdom, it turns out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not sure.
Did you watch sitcoms in the 80s, though, like me?
I think so. I think I did.
But I watched
like Cheers. And
well, that's more 90s. I watched like Silver Spoons, Different Strokes, Facts of Life.
Oh, yeah.
Webster.
As will happen sometimes during the Dork Forest, the phone will ring, and I got to go hang up on somebody. It's probably something political.
Exactly.
Tell a gene or a teeth or a hiking story.
I'm going to eat my gummy teeth. Just to describe to you guys what she has. She has a lot of leftover Halloween candy, and most of it is gummy, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping for maybe a fun-sized Snickers or maybe a Baby Ruth or something, but it's all this gummy stuff. And gummy stuff is good. The first couple are good, but then they
I got some chocolate, but it's a little melty. Because I usually have a Dove dark chocolate, and then I have a cashew.
Dove dark chocolate, ugh.
No? What's your chocolate? You like a milk chocolate? Is that what
I like a milk chocolate, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm not a big dark chocolate guy.
Okay.
Never have been, never will. I don't like what's that, white chocolate? I hate that.
No, I don't like white chocolate because I don't think it's actually chocolate.
Yeah.
It's something else.
It doesn't taste like chocolate. It tastes like
it tastes like sugar.
It tastes like something that was dusted with chocolate and just has a slight chocolatey flavor, but it's not chocolate. It's something else.
Something else is involved.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
I don't want any part of it.
And the thing is, if I have a choice between chocolate or you get the regular chocolate, you're not going to go and get white chocolate.
No.
Who would do that?
No, you only get white chocolate when you have no other choice.
Exactly. If you're in a bakery and you see all these options, you're not going to go,
if you love white chocolate, Americans, my fellow Rangers,
sorry
please
to lose
email
all your
me.
Followers. Yeah, exactly.
Email me and tell me why. What's the draw? But here's the thing. There are things that I don't like. Like I don't like fruit and meat.
Wow.
I know it. Some people love it.
Are you a vegetarian?
Nope. I am pro chicken.
You like chicken?
I like chicken. I like turkey. I like all poultry. I like Chinese duck. The Chinese are doing good work with duck.
Yeah. It's hard to get good duck, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get that duck and it's very fatty.
Right.
That's my problem with ordering duck. It's expensive and it's always fatty. That's why I don't trust getting Chinese duck. But you're right. When it's good,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. But it's a matter of going
to crapshoot.
Going to 20 bad dishes.
You have to find where the Chinese are going.
Yeah.
And I was just in Hong Kong. Get this. I had some mediocre Chinese food in Hong Kong.
Really?
I know it. No one was more shocked than I. Because I was like, hey, folks, could have stayed in the valley. Could have stayed in Los Angeles.
Exactly.
Because you know how you have to find the good Chinese place in Los Angeles. You got to drive down to Monterey Park, I think it is.
Yeah.
That's where many of the Chinese live.
Oh, really?
There's a big Chinese community down there. But I did find there's a really good soup dumpling place that has pretty good Chinese food here in like Northridge or whatever. It's called Tampa Garden. It's on Tampa and Roscoe.
I just love the idea they've combined Tampa, a city in Florida, with Chinese food. That's amazing. And they've gotten away with it, and they actually pulled it off.
They have. And
God bless them,
Tampa Garden. Tampa Garden is, it's on Tampa. I think that's
Come to Miami Beach, Hunan. We got the best damn
Cuban Chinese. It would be the best.
Exactly.
So, well,
General Chow, Fort Lauderdale.
Well, Matt, this has been a lovely time. Was
that a good fill-in guest? You never told me who the fill-in guest was.
I can't even remember.
How do you not remember who your original guest was? Didn't you have them all like notes and stuff and prepared? And weren't you all like,
I'd love to tell you that's what happens here on the Dork Forest.
You don't
do you see the piece of paper that we're working with here? I just wrote your name at the top of it, Matt Oswalt, and then I wrote @Puddinstrip, Twitter, and that's it. And then that was all I did.
Wow.
But I do like the idea that I would have. I do have some pre-production. I have a pre-production sheet that I send people And whoever it was, I think they must have canceled.
Yeah.
And
that happens. But you know what? Whenever you need somebody at Tuesday at 3 PM,
you might
let
be
me tell you
available.
something. I am.
You might be around.
By my phone.
Well, if you ever want to do another pudding strip, I can come in and say racist things.
I would love you to do that.
I could do that.
You seem like you could pull that off.
Sure.
I want you to wear the gray jeans with no back pockets.
Holy, from the id.
From the id. The store was called the id?
Id.
I don't remember that store. It was an 80s thing?
It was definitely an 80s thing. We're talking 84.
Okay.
85.
Did you ever have Chess King?
That was a fella.
Remember Chess King?
Remember Chess King? No collars.
No collars.
Remember that?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. And they're all skinny ties.
Skinny ties.
leather ties, yeah.
And even the skinniest of all ties, some people would go with a bolo.
Oh, dear.
There was all kinds of terribles. That ain't right.
Because if you're going to get your ass kicked in high school, get it in style, you know?
Please,
at least,
carry that
dress
briefcase.
for the part, okay? What the hell?
Thank you so much, Matt Oswalt, for being on the Dork
Forest. It was a
Forest.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks for listening, folks. Take care out there.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat. My hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?